Now, in one of the previous videos, we have discussed the case where balls are distributed into the boxes when no box is empty. Now, in this video, we'll be discussing how to distribute balls into boxes if boxes are allowed to be empty. In that video, we have discussed the specific case as well as the general case. I'll provide the link to that video in the description below for your perusal. And in this video also, we'll be discussing this specific case where 5 balls are to be placed in 3 boxes, as well as we'll discuss general case. Now the first question is, in how many ways we can distribute 5 balls in 3 boxes if both balls and boxes are different? So we have this first case, we have distinct balls and distinct boxes. Now previously, when the condition was no box is empty, we have solved the question using number of onto functions. Now for this case, the problem is fairly simple. In this case, we just need to find number of functions that can be defined from the set A containing 5 elements to set B containing 3 elements. Now how do we find total number of functions defined from set A to set B? Now for this first ball, we have 3 choices. So it can be put into any of the 3 boxes. So for the first ball, we have 3 choices. For the second ball also, we have 3 choices, and it'll be the same for third, fourth and fifth ball. So total number of ways in which we can put 5 balls in 3 distinct boxes will be 3 to the power 5. So if we take a general case where we have n balls, say B1, B2 and Bn, and we have R boxes, say B1, B2 and BR, then total number of ways in which we can put these balls in boxes when the balls and boxes both are distinct and the box can be empty. For this first ball, we have R choices. For second ball also, we have R choices. For this nth ball also, we have R choices. So total number of ways of putting n distinct balls in R distinct boxes will be simply R into R into R n times, and there'll be R to the power n. Now we'll consider the second case when balls are identical but boxes are different. So we have identical balls and distinct boxes. Now identical balls and distinct boxes is again our multiset problem. When the balls are identical and boxes are distinct, we can use linear equations. So we have 3 boxes. Suppose number of balls in first box is x1, number of balls in second box is x2, and number of balls in third box is x3, and total number of balls, it must be 5. Now any box can have any number of balls. So each of these x1, x2 and x3, they must be greater than or equal to 0, and they must be an integer value. So we have to find number of non-negative integral solutions. Non-negative integral solutions. Now previously, for the case when no box is empty, we have taken number of positive integral solutions. Now here we are taking number of non-negative integral solutions because here 0 is permitted. So number of non-negative integral solution in this case will be n, which is 5 plus R is 3, minus 1, C, R minus 1, and there'll be 7C2. Now we'll take this general case when we have n identical balls and R distinct boxes, then we can write this condition as this linear equation, which is x1 plus x2 plus xr, and it must be equal to n, where each of xi is greater than or equal to 0. We need to find number of non-negative integral solutions. So number of non-negative integral solution. Number of non-negative integral solution in this case is given by n plus r minus 1, c r minus 1. So this is how we distribute identical balls in distinct boxes. Now we'll take up this third case when balls are different but boxes are identical. So here we have 5 distinct balls and 3 identical boxes. Now, how can we distribute these distinct balls in identical boxes? Now, since it has distinct balls, it is a distribution problem. So, we'll consider 3 cases. Case 1, when all the 5 balls, they're distributed in only one box. Second case, when these 5 balls are distributed in 2 boxes, in 2 non-empty boxes, they can be distributed as either 4-1 or 3-2. And this third case, when all these 5 balls, they are distributed in 3 non-empty boxes. So it can be done in either 3-1 one way or 2-2 and 1 way. Now for this first case, from these 5, we need to select 5 and it can be done in only one way. Now for this second case, we have to distribute this 5 in 2 groups containing 4 and 1. So it will be factorial 5 divided by factorial 4 factorial 1 and it will be simply 5. Then we have to distribute this 5 in groups of 3 and 2. It will be factorial 5, factorial 3 factorial 2 and it will be simply 10. Now what about 3, 1, 1? It will be factorial 5, factorial 3, factorial 1, factorial 1 whole square, and then since these two numbers they are same, so we have to divide it by factorial 2. So it will again be 10 and here it will be factorial 5, factorial 2 square, factorial 1, and again we have these two numbers same, so divide by factorial 2, so it will be 15. So we'll add them. Total number of ways will be simply 41. So there will be 41 ways in which we can distribute these 5 distinct balls in 3 identical boxes. So essentially what you have done is we have used the same formula of distributing distinct balls in boxes if no box is empty, considering 3 separate cases: when we have only 1 box, when we have 2 boxes, and when we have 3 boxes. So general case of solving this problem will be, suppose we have n distinct balls and we have r identical boxes, then number of ways of distributing n distinct balls in r identical boxes will be given by this Bell number Bn, and which is nothing but sum of Stirling's number of second kind S nk, where k varies from 0 to r. So for this case, we'll need to find this summation. K varies from 0 to 3 S 5k, which is S50 plus S51 plus S52 plus S53. Now S50, it is 0, S51 is 1, S52 is 15 and S53 is 25. So this value, it again comes out to be 41. And finally we have this case when balls as well as boxes are identical. So here we have 5 identical balls and 3 identical boxes. Now these 5 identical balls are to be distributed in 3 identical boxes. Now this again is nothing but a partition problem. So previously we have partitioned 5 in 3 sets. Now since in this case empty boxes are allowed, so we need to find this partition P51 plus P52 plus P53. So if no box is empty, then we just have to find P53. But here we have to find P51 plus P52 plus P53. Now in how many ways we can partition 5 in 1? So there is only one way. Now what about 5 in 2? Now 5 in 2 can be either 1 plus 4 or 3 plus 2. So there will be 2 ways, and 5 in 3 will be 1 plus 1 plus 3 or 2 plus 2 plus 1. So we have 2 ways here. So total number of ways will be simply 5. So we can distribute 5 identical balls in 3 identical boxes in 5 ways. We have to write its general formula. So we have n identical balls and r identical boxes, then all we need to do is we need to find this p n k, where k varies from 1 to r. So we have to find some of these partitions p n k. Now for our problem, this is summation k varies from 1 to 3 p5k, which is p51 plus p52 and p53. Now we can use either this partition table, p51 is 1, p52 it is 2, and p53 is 2. So it'll be 1 plus 2 plus 2, which again is 5, or we can use recurrence relation for the partition function, which we have discussed in the previous video. So this is how we distribute balls into boxes if boxes are allowed to be empty.